If you ever hear hold my beer, watch this.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Adventures of Papa Tweety's Garage. And like usual, we are at Barge Family Garage. We're back to working on the Nova. We're going to try, get some stuff done, get it down. The same thing we've been trying to do for the past damn near a month. But I want to try and get the car to the point where I can take it to a show here at the end of the month. So I'll get more into that when it gets closer to that time. So let's go over some things. Joe's pretty much got this back here all down to where it needs to be. We're pretty much down to where it needs to be for right now on the passenger side. Joe's going to put a little bit more primer along that body line where we adjusted some stuff. So today Joe's going to work on the fender well lip there up front. He's going to fine tune a few things right in here. I got to come through and I got to do the old finger fuck around the door handle and lock. I got to get this all sanded. The door frame, door jamb, sorry. Working on a car, not a house. I'm going to work on the door jamb. Try and get it all sanded. So the whole thing here is today we want to get the car down on the ground so that we can go ahead and get the top blocked so we can get the car turned around and get started on the other side. I just need to stop saying what we're going to get done because it usually don't, but we're going to try and buckle down, get going on it again, and just keep moving. It's the whole point of it. We don't get a whole lot done sometimes, but that's just because doing it on a budget. We don't have any big backers to throw money at it and everything, so we're doing it ourselves out of our own pocketbooks. Same thing with the Camaro. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get started on things.
You got everything set up?
Yeah. I thought I hit record on that one, but I didn't. I just put one over by the window. I moved the one from the toolbox.
You moved the toolbox cam to the window?
Yeah. That way you can get a better shot of the car.
Better angle?
Yeah. The post for the lift ain't in the way.
That's sort of weird. There's empty cases of beer.
Make a move.
What's got here?
Snacks.
Oh, fatties.
Fatty snacks. There it is. I thought them scratches inside the door handle opening looked a little coarse.
Don't fuck up the shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I gotta get that a little bit better.
Yep. We just really got to watch that we're
Yeah,
down on the bottom.
I'm trying to get down to
and
the bottom
not-
and staying away from.
not rounded or oval or
Yeah. Then my thumb hurts.
sometimes you got to use the finger that hurts.
I know. Just like the body, you know. The body hurts, you still move on. This is all part of the job that nobody likes to do.
Right? I almost forgot that this was the fender I had to build.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak completely for Tim, but I know me personally, I've made it to the point in this project where I don't fucking want to.
Yeah.
It gets kind of monotonous after a while. But you have to do it. I was kind of highly motivated yesterday, and then pretty motivated today. And then I seen that apparently when I ground too far on this skin, and I need to re-weld it. Which means I got to grind out filler, weld, grind, fit fender, do all that crap, and dick around for 2 hours to refill. And that's all it takes to suck the old wind out of the sails.
That's happened quite a few times.
But we haven't been working on it very hard for a while, so. Then the more you work on a car, the more you realize how imperfect they actually are. By design. They're a production vehicle.
Yeah, they're not made to, you know.
Wow. When they made these things 50 years ago, you think they thought some fucking retards would be in the garage restoring it?
Absolutely not.
Throwaway car. We say it now. All this new shit's just junk. Throw it away. That's what everybody back in the 70s was saying. They ain't ever gonna amount to anything. They ain't ever gonna. Well, yes and no. Not like we're working on a rare car by any means, but that's because when we were younger we couldn't afford the super cool shit, right? Like, let's face it, 76 Nova wasn't Tim's first pick back when he bought this.
Nope. It was serving its purpose.
But it was a Nova and he liked it. Now, would he have bought a 69 or 68 or a 9 or a 70 or 1 or 2 even? If they'd have been sitting side by side for the same money? Yep.
Probably.
Guarantee it. All of us would. That's just part of it. I bought the Monte Carlo. I was shopping for a Chevelle. Does that make me not love my Monte Carlo now? No. But I wasn't trying to buy a Monte Carlo back then.
Bought this. I just needed a high school vehicle.
You know, and you want something kind of cool,
Yeah.
right? Like,
And then my aunt bought me that stuffed Tweety Bird, and I put it in the back window. And everybody started calling me Tweety. And it just kind of stuck. So, shortly after I sold it, I regretted it. Because the car kind of made me who I am.
a middle-aged alcoholic?
Middle-aged alcoholic, yep.
Oh, that's what, it's the car's fault.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. Well, kinda. Because we started getting together on Saturdays because of this car.
Yeah.
Which is why we drink more. So it adds up. Now, Timmy, there's something very essential that we have to remember, and I won't forget it, but we're going to block on this whole car, and realistically, it should have took about a month worth of weekends, but we've stretched it out for 3.
Yeah.
When we get everything done and sanded, like right now, I'm starting to do edges on panels as much as I can. When we go to reprime this, like the day we reprime it or before, we got to take a red scuff pad and go over everything to open it back up, because I don't know if primer necessarily does it, but paint has kind of a way of rehealing itself, and all of a sudden it don't have the mechanical bond you thought it did. So it'll get scuff padded and then it'll get cleaned to shoot primer. But I gotta fix my fuck up on the front of the door, and then I gotta fix my fuck up behind the tire, and then we'll put a little primer across this body line just to fine tune it, make sure it's good. And then we'll block that stuff. Then it'll be ready for primer. Depending on how the roof and the other side block out, which I know there's a spot in the other door that I don't like. But I just kind of had to move on at the time. So, past Joe made problems for current Joe, which is actually future Joe, that I'll have to fix.
And what sucks about taking so long too is you decide you want to change things. Or you want to do something just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Or you notice something. But it's always good to notice shit at this stage than say, oh, it's in paint and I don't like the way that looks.
Oh, that'll probably happen too.
And then you go, well, fuck, do I start all over or do I just live with it?
No, the answer is no.
Or do I just live with it?
As long as it's not major, the answer is no.
Yep.
Well, I guess when I sand this fender edge, I don't even really have to do it. Basically, I got to drill some holes. And then, but the problem is I can't drill one on the door jamb because the door's in the way. Or do I even want to fuck with that? Or do I pop the door off and put the door on the stand and fix the door? Anyway, we got to do filler work to the front edge of this rocker too. So I might as well pull the fender. But yeah, Dad's here. But we got to do filler in there, and then we can fine tune all the back edge of this, back edge of doors. So it had to happen anyway. But
Yeah.
Tim's got a lot of little like finger sanding under here.
Got you.
Remember in the last video, I was like, Tim, you got it all sanded on there. And he said, yeah, it's sanded. Kinda. Okay, the back edge of this needs sanded, and the edge of here needs sanded.
Do I need to sand all this here too?
No,
Or just this?
just the edge of the, like right here, the edge of the face. We're actually attempting to maybe almost get something done. But then I found a new problem, so now I gotta go backwards a couple steps.
Oh, shit.
Well, I put orange paint on there. Hey, Kim. The door skin. I remember I was fighting how I didn't like how the door cleared. I must have went too far, so now I gotta grind it out and weld it. And then redo the filler work right there and prime it, sand it. But hey, that's okay. Better than when you find it in paint.
Oh, shit. That would be bad.
Find shit like that when you're shooting sealer.
Yeah, that would not be good.
So the downside to that is the fender's got to come off to do that.
Oh, crap.
And then you got to put the fender back right where it was. We've just about used up my stash of 180. That's 220, that's 320.
Just out of curiosity, would it be easier to just take the door off to do that?
Wow, I thought about that too.
Yeah, it all been going through his head already. Oh, I'm sure it has. But we gotta do a little bit of filler work on
Front of the rocker
the
too.
rocker too, so. And the door's gotta come off to do that, or the fender's gotta come off to do that.
Okay, it's not going to be an emergency today, but that's all of the 180 I got now.
Oh, shit. Have to order some.
Because we want to lower it down and block the roof. But Tim's got to sand the whole door jamb pillar right there. Yet. And I got to do a little bit of glaze here. Just a minor amount. There's a little spot I don't like. But there's no point in mixing a little bit of glaze when I'm going to have to mix some filler. I thought we were going to block a roof and turn a car around that we've talked about doing for a month. I was wrong. So, but remember, I didn't like how tight this was. So we're going to try to utilize this time to fix that. It must not touch because it didn't rub the orange off. It just barely touches. So I think I'm going to actually widen this gap just a little. I think the actual problem is this fender is the one that was caved in, and I think the round of that fender is the actual problem. Almost like I should grind the fender instead of the door. That way I can weld on both panels. So let's use our brain. What's gonna look better? It might be better to take a little off that fender. So in that case, do I pop the pins on the door and pull the door off and try to take a hammer and massage that? Either way, I'm about to screw up some really good body work that's done. Yep. Perfect. If I was... Oh, I put it over here. Either way, I gotta weld this door. Option 412, Tim.
Option 412.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We're changing our mind as we talk through it. I think I'm gonna actually throw my pencil down there because I don't need it. I think the actual problem could be from when this fender was caved in. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the door off and try to tap this edge in, which is going to completely fuck this up. But
Well, you got to completely fuck this up over here anyway to weld that.
yeah, but where it touches, I'd have to take a lot of the door off, or I move that little bit of the fender, causing the clearance.
We had talked about that before. That
Yeah.
that's probably from when the fender was all fucked up anyway. So
Yeah. Good talk. Did you get the door sanded?
pretty close.
What's that
But
mean?
I'm showing there,
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So
So yes or no?
Yeah. I was
Oh,
getting ready
okay.
to move on to the door jam.
Well, I'm thinking about pulling the door.
Go ahead. Let's pull the door.
Something's about to happen that you don't want to miss.